Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm excited to bring you a new playthrough on Hearts of Iron 4. I've decided to play as Japan. Now, I've never played as Japan, and I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. My plan is to not join the Axis this time, and instead to maybe create my own faction and see what we can do in the world. I think our first goal is probably going to be China. So let's go ahead and get our troops assigned to some different battle groups here. I don't really have to worry about Russia for now. I'm fairly certain anyway. So why don't we just grab... This might leave us vulnerable later on, but I can move people back to the island. So I'm actually going to go to the army screen. Oh, that's a lot of people. Yeah, I think I'm better off just drag selecting all these. Go ahead and assign them to this army. Then we'll grab the rest of these and also assign them there. Let's give them a field marshal. I'll go with him. I think a lot of these will probably just leave on these islands because we should have enough to... Well, you know, we're looking a little slim. But let's get our research and all that ready, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with our battle lines. You know, I think it is good. It's always strong to go production early. We've got 4 research slots, so let's also get our electronic engineering. I probably wouldn't mind getting construction 1 either. We've already started on synthetic oils. We'll look into doing more of that. I think it would be a good idea to get the Key 27 here, because we do have carriers around. And then as far as recruitment, let's see what these units have. So that's a pretty big combat whip. It's got good side divisions with it. Looks like we're producing some fighters, some naval bombers. What else do we have? That might be a good idea. I don't know that we'll be using the carrier close air support. We probably do want the inner war fighter as opposed to the carrier variant there. Probably more likely to use that at this time. Let's see what else we got. We have regular bombers, which honestly isn't a terrible idea, excuse me. Because I could afford to use some of those. Soften up China a little bit as we go. It'll help with ground support since we're not using the close air support. That being said, close air support seems like a much more practical choice. They cost the same resources, but I think the close air support does less production. So we'll go with that. And then armored vehicles, we should probably start building these because we do have units that use the tank here. Oil is a problem, so we'll probably have to go pretty heavy into synthetic oils. Let's see, what else do we have? Towed artillery is probably smart. To at least get 1 line of those going. Because I think those are probably going to be something that we assign to our units fairly quickly. Let's see, these are just 1 of each. Let's get at least 3 carriers. 2 battleship 2s. 2 heavy cruisers. Why don't we go, yeah, 1 on those. But then our sub 2s, we're going to go to infinite for now. And the same with the destroyers. I think that's going to be better for us. Do we have Destroyer 2 technology? We do not yet. That might be something to research soon. Okay, we've got free dockyards still. So I think it might be smart to do at least 1 line of convoys, because we're always going to need those. Give them full priority. Transporting troops is going to be pretty hard without those. up there. Free military factories. I think it's important probably to do that. Support equipment because it's on both units, and the mechanized is probably a good idea as well. Now let's get probably something. You know, we're gonna want to fill these all up eventually. I think once we take China, we're gonna have a lot more production. We've got free civilian factories. We've got 12 for 26 using. We should probably start with more civilian factories, so we can at least get full lines going. We can have the civilians back home and build our military elsewhere, so we have enough to sustain us for now, I think. So we'll build a ton of civilian factories, and then we're going to be set to start working on the military production, which I guess I'll queue up some of that now. It's going to take us a long time to get there, but once we do, we're going to be happy about it. Now, I don't know exactly if we want to go to war with China immediately. Probably do. They're probably not in a very strong state to begin with. And if I can eliminate them, which is sort of historically what happened, is China didn't necessarily get eliminated, but they were definitely at war with Japan fairly quickly. Let's pick a national focus, I think. Spiritual mobilization is good, so we can increase our manpower a bit here. We're low on resources. Let's see. Okay, so we are getting oil from the United States. We know at some point they will cut us off, but I don't know when that'll be. So let's make sure we are getting that. Something like that. Should be sufficient. Let's get some aluminum from France for now. These people aren't going to cut us off right away. It's going to take a little bit of time until the war starts. So that should all take care of itself when I hit play. Now, as for this, I think it's smart to probably split this. We'll do a new army. Give this guy a field marshal. Now this guy is going to do a front line here, and an offensive line probably just down the coast to here. So they should probably spread down the coast that way. Now we'll get everyone assigned up there. We'll have him go and ready, and I think we can probably be aggressive with China. We'll find out if that's the case or not. We'll grab this other guy. We're gonna have him. What are these units? Shutan Chi Sidan? I don't speak Japanese. That's not a terrible unit. Once we get some army experience, I think this might be the template for what we use later on. That's not a bad motorized. It's a little bit wide for my liking, but it's not a bad motorized. We do have a marine divisions, which might be what I'm looking to change some people into. What do they have on them? They just have some sport, and then, okay. So let's go ahead and look at this other army here. Like, this guy probably has some. Yeah, quite a bit of those. It's going to cost a lot of manpower and things, but I don't know that I want to be running with those divisions. They're pretty light, and they don't have the support equipment. So maybe we'll spend a little time here editing those units out. I think probably what we'll do is change the cavalry units into mechanized here. So let's do that. Kind of modernize a little bit. Yeah, they're going to be weak for a little while here, but that's okay. We're going to be building that up. We're not going to be in war right away, and I think the mechanized is going to be better for us than cavalry units. So we'll do that. It's a pretty wide division. I might narrow it down later on once we get some experience. But for now, that'll work. And then we're going to try to edit some of the... I don't know. What are these, basically? Just a home defense division? So these ones were the ones that were 24 wide, I believe. This is the one with the tank. guess we just go full in here. It's going to make us a more effective fighting force, and we won't have to worry about it quite as much. And hopefully, I'm not putting myself in a terrible situation here. But I think it's going to be the right thing to do. Especially since these are going to be our frontline troops here. We might not do as much on the other ones. We'll probably turn more of them into Marine divisions. But we'll see. Now this is going to be pretty taxing on our manpower. But I think it's going to be beneficial. I wish there was a faster way to do this. And I don't think that I can just... click select all these people and do it en masse. I could be wrong. You can let me know about that in the comments. I'm sure you will. Let's see. Got this guy. This one. And I think that'll be all for now. That leaves 5 divisions in here, but we can use them to garrison areas if we have to. So let's get rid of all these screens. Just escape out all that. So that'll be good for them. Then this army, we're going to change a few of these guys into Marine divisions, because we're going to try to do an invasion of China here in a couple locations. We'll probably get up to the 5-man mark. We got 1 here already, so we'll just edit this one as well. Let's out of those. Right, and then as far as division training, I think we're probably sufficient at the moment. 35 and 35. I think we're going to be alright. I've mixed up my armies, haven't I? That's alright. Because what I can do is grab all those guys and maybe assign them to a new army. It'll delete the old one. Grab this guy, give him frontline orders. And we'll just tell him to do the same thing. The reason I put it into a new army is because I didn't want to have to delete the order and change who was doing what. So we'll go ahead and give them this field marshal back. But they've got the Marine divisions now. So let's plan a naval invasion. Probably we'll go from here. No, that's the air base. I really don't enjoy that. I know it's my own misclick, but it's rather frustrating. I think we could probably invade there. And then we'll do... it's control click in this game? No, it's shift clicked. Alright. We'll grab all our Marine divisions, and we'll assign them in here. Now, the reason we're not doing any other divisions is because I hope that once the Marine divisions get there, we can bring everyone else in and kind of have a two-front war here. They'll have to transport off islands and everything, but that'll be fine. Let's take a look at our Navy. We do know we're going to be going to war here at some point. I think it would be good to probably consolidate forces, get everyone together, and then remake some different navies that make more sense. So let's go control right click. And the reason this is going to take so long to get all of these things sorted out is because we're starting with a much larger army and navy than I've had previously in my playthroughs. So let's see. Click while holding shift. Okay, yeah. So we can grab like all of them, hopefully. And then maybe I can reassign them and base them. And then I can figure out what I want to do with them. So I should be able to control right click. Now they'll all go there. Let's make sure they all go back to base. So it looks like we've got different units moving. This is... They should all be based there, and they are. So let's go convoy escort here, just to get them out. Now what's the return to base button? It's not hold. Maybe I have to do repair now. Hopefully that'll bring them all back to the home base. Either that or they don't think they need to. How do I do that? Okay, here's the other option. We just manually send them there. Now I thought there was a button for that, but it doesn't appear to be. Let's see, we've got these, I've got those divisions turning into mechanized, the other divisions are fine. Let's see, maybe we should fabricate a claim on China. I don't know if there's a specific national focus for that. Subdue the warlords. At peace with China. Chinese puppet. War with China. War with China. 70 days, so 70 and 70 is 140. If we were to fabricate it ourselves, that would take 250. Okay, so we'll just do it through that national focus. So it'll be, you know, a little while yet. So let's make sure that you're probably aggressive here. We'll go when you're ready. So the navies, they should all assemble together here. And then I'll combine them all and then split off subs, and I might leave the other one just as a massive fleet because we don't have multiple zones to watch at the moment, and if I need to change that later, I certainly can. And it also should give the Orange Army enough time to actually plan this invasion before it takes place, which is great. Now they're pretty spread out, but I don't think China has a navy that I have to be worried about. Let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit here. At least get our first idea so we can get more manpower. And then we'll go Chinese border incident into war with China. Limited exports and partial mobilization. I think war economy would be great for us. I also think changing this to more open would be maybe for the best. Yeah, all these resources I'm bringing in brings us down to 7 civilian factories working on new ones, so probably was smart to start that. If we can get to war economy, it's not going to matter quite as much. It should be moving properly. I like it. So it should be interesting. I haven't played as a major nation in quite a while, so relearning how to do it's going to be a little bit tough, I think. So is everyone back then? I think they are. So let's go ahead and merge all of them. Then we're going to create a new fleet, and we're going to split off all submarines. So that's 48 submarines. We're going to do some renaming, because I failed to do that in most of my playthroughs, but there's enough forces at work here. Call that sub-force, and then main navy. Okay, so this is going to help me quite a bit, because now I know what exactly I'm dealing with. So with the sub-force, what I think I want to do, so we'll get rid of this guy for now, is we're going to do probably convoy raiding. And just surround China as much as possible. And then with the other fleet, go ahead and grab them. I want to do Search and destroys. Yes. So if they do have a navy, we can take care of it. Oh. So that should cover China. They won't be able to get resources in besides internally. So they could get some from British Raj or something like that, but not too concerning. So this guy should go when ready. Still be quite a few, few months before we can even start that. So let's speed this up a little bit more until things start happening. The early game is the most interesting, but also the slowest. So let's see. Is there any other little logistical things that I need to take care of? Those are all being produced. That'll be a little while. Now we're making towed artillery. The research is going to be interesting on this one, just because we kind of start with an advantage. I usually have a plan set out for a country ready to go, but with Japan already having some technologies and not others, I'm kind of have to probably pay more attention to it than I normally would. Now, what do we got there? Japanese theater. We're low on supplies. Okay, that makes sense. I bet the infrastructure here is not great. It's not the best. So what I might do is have this guy so do this, deselect teal, because I just want to move the orange guys back, and we'll bring them back to, say, here. That way they're not eating up supplies that we may need elsewhere. China is massing a little force there. I just don't think it's going to be sufficient to stop us. Okay, the resources should be fine now. They are moving out. I mean, it might not be a bad idea to train some divisions, but without being able to edit them, I don't really want to make 24 width divisions like this. Like, would be interesting to start getting some tanks in. I think they're what we have. We have light tanks. I really do like light tanks. Ooh. Yeah, it's a weird one. That's a weird division composition. I don't know. I might make my own once we get this war going and I get more combat experience. And then we'll maybe just use light tank 2s for it. Because I really do like the light tanks. Their speed is very valuable. But if I was able to upgrade this to the second light tank and start working in that way, I think that would be a lot better for me. I love that these tanks, have names and pictures now. I've played so many minor nations that you don't usually see that. So let's go Chinese border incident. We're going to look our electronic mechanical engineering soon, which is going to be good for us. Much else to do at the moment, I don't think. The navies are the way I want them. I don't think China has any real allies we have to watch out for. I mean, it's going to be a big international issue when I do this, but I think it's going to be fine. I don't really want to join the Axis, so I might not go as war crazy as I usually do, because I usually have the guarantee that I'll have support. But I don't know. I mean, we could do some puppeting stuff, but I don't think that's necessary right now. I mean, that's going to be great when the DLC comes out, but until that happens, it doesn't seem very practical to me. It seems like I can do a lot more with just owning the land than it seems like the AI under me can do, so I don't know if that's practical. I mean, we could, you know, puppet a small section and then try to make something that's not the Axis, you know, make our own faction. We got this. Let's get mechanical computing. That's gonna, well, radio might be a little bit better right now, but I think the research speed is gonna be more beneficial in the long run. And after we get the machine tools, we're probably gonna do some industry stuff. Just keep with that. Having 4 slots is quite nice. I don't know where in Japan's tree I get more research at. That would be good to know. But this could be good. You know, war with China and then go found our own faction. Yeah, I like that. Can do that way. I'm not seeing... Oh, there we go. There's the extra research slot. That could be good. It might be beneficial after war with China to go this route and then go through to the found our own faction. So Teal's a little concerned about his battle plan. I mean, it makes sense. There's only 35 of them. And they are getting attritioned. Ooh. Okay. In Mengoku's land. Interesting. Well, for now, I don't really want that to be happening. So let's thin this out a little bit. Because I don't want these guys weakened or losing supplies for no reason. Especially not before the war starts. And that'll make this push a lot stronger when we do go. We're still getting attrition. We are... Okay, so I think maybe then we need to do a couple of these first. I know it's going to hurt our civilian production there, but the infrastructure is not too taxing generally, and it's going to help us so that we're not just losing resources. Those supplies. Just there. So I don't actually need to do Eastern High Bay. I might have to. Yeah, I don't like what. It's 15%. That's kind of bad. World tension increased. Yeah, we're gonna go war with China. There might just not be enough supplies in the area anyway. Alright folks, well in the next episode, I think we're going to declare war on China, but for now I'm going to call this good, and I'll see you next time.